Greetings! Today I'm making oatmeal cookies. This is another old one that I got from a family member. So yeah, I like them. And here we go. So this is yet another old family recipe, as I said. I asked them where they originally came from, and she said probably the UFA cookbook. So something like that. UFA being United Farmers Association. So this is halved from what is in the description because that makes 4 dozen or more, and that's a lot because I am not planning on sharing these. Yeah, that was half a cup of brown sugar. I'm gonna go, because I may have just made these like a month ago and I found them too sweet. Surprise! Surprise me finding something too sweet. So I'm gonna cut out a 1/4 cup of the white sugar and just put in a 1/4 cup instead of half a cup. I am aware that is amounts that I'm talking about and the amounts in the description not matching is probably a little bit confusing, but really go by the description and have it yourself. Don't try to follow along with what I'm doing in the video, because I'm not the most organized person. My brown sugar is a little bit lumpy, as usual. It's not too bad. And another mistake, a classic mistake that I make every single time I make these, is crowd them on the pan because they spread out a lot. Although I really should leave that comment for when I'm putting them on the pan. Hello, lumps. Hello. Yeah, I want to do something simple today. And honestly, as usual, the batter is better than the cookie. I love cookie dough. What can I say? I love it. So I'm probably only going to bake half the cookies and just, save the cookie dough for myself because I like cookie dough better than cookies. And I am known to occasionally just make a little bit of cookie dough to eat, but it's always better when you're using the recipe instead of just, throwing together some butter, sugar, flour, etc. And I got most of the lumps. I don't need all of them. Nope, wanted one. Yes. I need to put some new bread in my brown sugar, apparently. Sorry, I'm buttering, as I do. Okay, and recipe calls for 1 egg. These are my frozen egg yolks for Phil. Yeah, so I'm gonna use half an egg so I can save the yolk for Phil. And, well, no, that wasn't a very good egg crack. Who knew? Hello. That's interesting. Yeah, I lost my train of thought there. Oh well, okay, let's try to save this situation. Okay, I only want the white, and I don't want the shells. Oh my god, how did I make such a mess of cracking an egg? I've cracked 1,000 eggs in my life. And sometimes it just doesn't work out. Okay, there. And normally I'd toss it from shell to separate it, but my shell is full of egg yolk. And this is a thick membrane that was on it. Okay, I really hate touching raw eggs. I just hate eggs in general. Eggs are not my thing. Oh no. Oh, for fuck's sakes. All the places for that to fall. Okay, so much for listening to music, I guess, because I only had one in. This white is very thick. It's probably because these eggs are a little bit old. Okay. Is that enough of the egg white? Bland. I did not anticipate this being the most difficult part of my day today. I was not anticipating any part of my day to be difficult. Okay, that is good enough. Good enough. No, I need to. Oh, glad that didn't go in. I'm gonna go wash my damn hands. The good news is that I didn't destroy my earbud. I destroy a lot of earbuds. I don't know why I can bother with the wireless ones. Well, I know why I bother for convenience, but I just don't have a good track record with them. They're always falling into liquids. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. They never seem to fit in my ears. Maybe I should buy more expensive ones. Okay, I lost my recipe. Notes. Okay. Half a teaspoon of vanilla. Just about that much. Something like that. Stir, stir, stir. Okay. 3/4 of a cup of rolled oats. Half of 3/4 of a cup of coconut. Okay, so that's a little bit over half a cup. No, that's a bit under half a cup. Whatever, that's good enough. Sorry. I like these with the coconut. It's a little bit different than just your standard oatmeal cookies with raisins and whatever. I don't think I've ever tried putting raisins in these. I don't know. I always just have them like this. I've maybe tried chocolate chips. I just like the classic best. And I want just a little over half a cup of flour. There's not a lot of flour in these. Okay. Just over half. Something like that. All right, and half a teaspoon of baking soda, something like that. Half a teaspoon of baking powder. That's too much. That's too little. That's the exact same amount that I started with. Okay. That might not have been half, but it's fine. Do I need salt? I'm going to put some salt in even though the recipe doesn't call for it. All right, and that's all. They're a little bit tricky to mix up at this point because the batter is quite thick. And yes, I have a mixer. The only time I ever really use my mixer is for cheesecake or for making cat food, which sounds like two odd things, but I've got an attachment, a grinder attachment that I use to grind up liver and hearts, which, you know, that's not very appetizing in a video about baking cookies. So let's move on. And mixed. Okay, now cookie sheet, usual parchment paper. Now this is where I tend to go astray. Form dough into walnut-sized balls. So it's really small and they spread out a lot, and I always make them too big and too crowded on the pan, and then I end up with one gigantic cookie. I do it every time and I won't learn my damn lesson. This is supposed to make 2 dozen, this amount. I think that I can fit, here I go. I think I can fit 5. Last time I did 18 on each pan and it was a mega fail. So this time I'm gonna do 15 and hope for the best. My cookies are getting bigger and bigger. I just don't have the self-control to make small cookies. It's a thing. It's a failing, I admit it. Nobody's perfect. And the only thing that makes me imperfect is that I make my cookies too big. Right. Yes, that's totally it. You're supposed to push these down, but honestly, it's not really necessary because they flatten it anyway. Okay, a couple of these are definitely too big. this one. I'm looking at you there. It looks so small. Oh, it's fine. It'll be fine. These are all going to end up... Am I going to get one giant cookie? Probably. We'll see. I think that I used more self-control than last time. Maybe I should stagger. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to bake these for 10 to 12 minutes at 350. 10 minutes in the oven, and they've had a little while to cool. They baked a little bit unevenly because of my oven, and yeah, as you can see, they spread a lot. But I did get 15 cookies, so that's a win. And yeah, they're good. If you bake them for just the right amount of time, they're quite soft. And yeah, they're good. I'm gonna take a bite off camera. They taste good, and even if they do get too hard, you can just put them in with some bread to kind of soften them up. Anyway, that is that.